You're listening to Greater Good Radio Hawaii. Please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. Today's guest is Bert Kobayashi, retired principal of the Kobayashi Group and retired CEO of Albert C. Kobayashi Inc.
So what was the hardest thing about taking over at such a young age?
You know, it was very difficult because, as you know, a small company, you don't have president, vice president, everybody between president, vice president, janitor, estimator, lumber deliverer, and stuff like that. And I never know the difference between a lineal feet and bought feet, and I used to get confused, and I used to order bought feet of material that the carpenters wanted. Actually, they wanted lineal feet. So I bought more like 12 times the amount and delivered to the job, and then next day I got to bring everything else back. It was so embarrassing because, you know, the lumber company said, "What you doing?" You know. So I learned from I learned from in the office, much different from the field. I knew the field, but from the office, it was very difficult.
And then how many people were in the company at the time?
Probably between my dad and I, and maybe 2 foremen and about 6 workers.
So you didn't go to school for this. It was like training and learning.
Right. And during the summer, I went to Kapilani Community College for business law, estimating, business accounting. But it was like I went to work first, then I started to have to go to these schools because I gotta know what I'm doing, right? So it was difficult. You know?
So was it hard because you were younger than probably most of the people working there?
I don't think it was the age. I told them I don't know anything about how to estimate, how to read plans and things like that. So basically, a lot of my father's competitors like Robert Kaya, Eddie Nagal, they all passed away, but they helped me the first 6 to 8 months of my construction years.
So your competitors came and helped you?
Right. And told me how to estimate, how to negotiate with subcontractors and owners and stuff like that. I mean, you know, it was in a bar, but, you know, I was underage, but, you know, that was the way it was.
So was it like friendly competition because they're assisting you in being successful?
It was a real friendly competition when I know when the first time I was bidding for projects at Lewis & Cook, like they bid one house and you get 6 contractors bid, but they all put in, whoever wins the bid was automatic that they got to take everybody for drinks, you know? So it was more friendly than what it is
like
now.
Golfing.
Right.
Like golfing, yeah.
And in those days, a lot of things was done by handshake. You know, that was more important than legal papers, you know.
I know that's similar with my grandfather's furniture business. Everybody knew each other. They all get along.
Right.
It's not cutthroat. You know, it's very different than the way we kind of see it now, it seems.
Right. And I think business nowadays and before, the basic is the same. But the most important to me is when you start a business is your word is more important than what you write legally. Your word is golden and your handshake is golden. People gotta not only trust you, but they gotta believe that what you said is what you mean. And that is very important, you know.
And the only way to come through with that is actually do it, right?
That's right. You know, I think I would like to see even now that I know that you know, it's not easy to put everything in writing, but when you deal with customers or partners or whatever, when you communicate, you know, and they know basically what you meant, and that's more important than what's written.
So do you believe in that it's more important in who you know than what you know?
I think it's a combination of both. I think who you know, what you know, and I told myself the first year I was with my dad that if I come out of this and I do well, I'm going to be able, I want to help the community because basically, you know, that's what he did and all his friends did when I remember when I was even little that they used to help Papuana, all these different small league stuff. So I told myself I'm going to be doing that once I have the opportunity to do it, you know, financially. Yeah.
Could you expand on that a little bit more about how you help or how your father helped the community? Was it monetarily or was it through his time? Well,
you know, like the area that he helped the most was at the Izumo Taisha church where he was a member. And basically, I remember him going weekends, helping them fix the church, volunteering to cook for the festivals, and when he can, give some monetary gifts.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.